How much you can earn before you must pay tax? This is a very common question you will think about when you get an income or the revenue. But you need to know that there is a fixed tax-free amount of most of the income. So the answer may not depend on how much you earn, but also depend on your situation or your case, yeah, to be specific. So most tax systems include what is often called a tax-free threshold. This means you can earn up to a certain level of income before any tax become payable. In Vietnam, the tax policy apply for different case. For example, personal income tax generally applies only after deducting standard allowance. So you need to remember that the case, it not only depends on how much you earn, but also depends on personal allowance, dependence, type of income, and applicable deductions. For example, employment income is typically calculated after deductions, meaning your taxable income may lower than your actual earnings. So it's not all the income is treated in the same way. Some income is fully taxable, some is partially taxable, or maybe exempt under specific conditions. In addition, business income may follow different thresholds compared to employment incomes. So the question is not only how much you earn, but also what kind of income it is. For example, if you are an ordinary people and you get your salary income monthly, you may have to pay for your personal income tax if you get above the standard of the income that was right on the law. But before you have to pay for the tax, you will get deduction for your dependents, for example, your parents, your children. You also deduction for the donation if you have all the papers. And other things, for example, your insurance, for example. So after deduct all that thing, the rest is a thing that will calculate for the tax. In some situation, if you have the cancer or you get the severe accident, you may have to deduct all the cost for that as well. So that was the basic personal income tax, but deduct before you calculate for the tax. But with the business, it's totally different. If you are a company, you will have to follow the certain rule that the company accountant do. For example, the operating expense or marketing expense, though are deductible, though are applicable expense, but you have to make sure that all the expense meet the condition to be deducts before you get the profit. So a practical way to think about this, instead of focusing on a single number, you need to consider what is your total income, what deductions or allowance applied, and what portion of your income is actually taxable. For example, if you get some source from your retirement pensions, it's not taxed anything. It's exempt from your tax source. So this gives a more accurate picture of whether tax is payable. So before you think of, oh my God, I earn so much, I have to pay for so many tax. Well, it's not true, but it just show a part of it.